Imagine a stadium erupting, 20,000 fans screaming, the rhythmic thundering of drums, and the screech of rubber on hardwood. Now imagine it all fading into a dull, underwater hum. In the center of the court stands David Smith.
The rule, if he's calling for a ball, it's his ball.
If he calls it, you're going to let him have it, for sure.
To him, the world's loudest sport is a series of vibrations and shadows. He doesn't hear the setter's call or the scout's warning. He feels them. This is the realm of the silent shield, a man who reached the pinnacle of the volleyball world while living in a 90% acoustic void. Most players rely on the pop of the ball to time their jump. David cannot. He exists in a high-speed game of chess where he is missing one of his primary senses. Yet, here he is, adjusting his hearing aids under the bright lights of the international stage. He isn't a victim of his condition. He is the master of a different frequency. Before he became a legend, he had to survive a world that told him he was too broken to compete. The journey of the most resilient middle blocker in U.S. history begins not with a sound, but with a choice to see what others could only hear. Born into a world of muffled tones, David's childhood wasn't defined by music, but by observation. While other kids followed the ball with their ears, David tracked the twitch of a shoulder or the subtle shift in a rival's gaze. School was a quiet battlefield of lip-reading and isolation. But the volleyball court offered a new syntax. It was a language of pure geometry, where his deafness wasn't a handicap. It was a filter that blocked out the noise and left only the data. He learned to scan the court with predatory focus, turning his eyes into high-speed cameras. By the time he reached the collegiate level at UC Irvine, he wasn't just playing the game, he was predicting it. While opponents waited for the crack of a spike to react, David was already airborne, having read the play in the attacker's tensed muscles seconds earlier. He was developing a sixth sense, proving that in a game of inches, those who see the most win the most. To understand David Smith's game is to understand the science of hyperfocus. In the chaos of a professional match, a middle blocker's eyes are their most valuable tool, but for David, they are everything. Most elite blockers rely on a split-second echo, the sound of the ball hitting the setter's palms, to confirm the direction of the play. David, however, operates on a purely visual feedback loop. He has mastered the art of reading the hands with microscopic precision. He ignores the deception of the attacker's approach and focuses entirely on the angle of the setter's wrists and the tension in their forearms. This total reliance on visual data has granted him what analysts call reduced latency. His brain doesn't have to reconcile auditory and visual signals, which can often conflict in a noisy, echoing arena. Instead, he reacts with a mechanical, singular efficiency. His eyes act like high-speed sensors, scanning the court for biomechanical tells that others simply miss. While a setter might try to hide the ball, they cannot hide the physical load on their joints. David intercepts this data before the ball even leaves the hands. By removing the distraction of 100 decibels of crowd noise, David has turned his silence into a high-definition tactical map. He is often the only player on the court who sees the game in slow motion, turning the biological disadvantage of deafness into a surgical, game-breaking edge that defines the American defense. But even a masterpiece of adaptation has its cracks. For David, the greatest enemy isn't the opposing hitter, it's the very technology that connects him to the world. Sweat is the silent killer of electronics. In the heat of a 5-set battle, moisture can seep into his hearing aids, causing them to crackle, hiss, or die entirely. Imagine the terror of a gold medal match where, in an instant, the muffled hum of the stadium drops into absolute, terrifying silence. Suddenly, the tactical calls from his teammates aren't just quiet. They are gone. He's trapped in a glass box, surrounded by thousands of people, yet completely alone. The psychological toll is immense. Every time David wipes his brow, he is reminded that his superpower is tethered to a battery. There have been moments where a malfunction forced him to play on pure instinct, guessing the plays based on lip reading through the net. The age-old debate of can he keep up takes on a different meaning for David. It's not just about his knees or his vertical, it's about whether the mental fatigue of constant compensation will finally break him. There is a specific kind of exhaustion that comes from having to work twice as hard just to achieve the same baseline of communication as everyone else.
Rule, if he's calling for a ball,
Yet,
it's his
it
ball.
is in these
If he
moments
calls
of
it,
technical
you're
failure
gonna let him
that
have it.
David's true
For sure.
character is revealed. When the machines fail, the man remains. He has spent a lifetime preparing for the silence, so when it comes, he doesn't panic. He simply digs deeper into the visual matrix he has built, proving that while his ears might have a breaking point, his resolve does not. David Smith's legacy is not written in sound, but in the indelible mark he has left on the game. As he prepares for the road to the Los Angeles 2028 Olympics, he isn't just a veteran looking for one last medal. He is a beacon for every athlete told they were broken or limited. He has proven that a physical deficit is not a wall, but a doorway to a different kind of excellence. David didn't just survive the silence, he weaponized it. He used it to sharpen his vision, to master the geometry of the court, and to redefine the very role of a middle blocker in the modern era. When the lights finally dim on his career, David won't be remembered as the player who couldn't hear. He will be remembered as the man who saw the game with a clarity that others could only dream of. His story serves as a powerful testament to the fact that the most important signal on the court isn't a scream or a whistle. It's the quiet, unwavering resolve of a man who refused to be defined by what he lacked. In the stadium of his life, the applause might be a muffled hum, but the impact of his journey is deafening. David Smith didn't need to hear the world to change it. He just needed to show them how to look closer.